Hey folks, welcome to the second episode of ZephrSec. Today we're going to be looking at penetration testing, explaining what it is, and also kind of talking over the plan for the next couple of episodes. So kind of jumping into it, if this will work, please. There we go. So we're going to look at explaining penetration testing. We're going to go through some topic examples and also discuss different techniques and delivery tips. So penetration testing is essentially benchmarking the security posture of an organization. What does that mean in real terms? Well, it's essentially hacking, be it infrastructure, applications, mobile, hardware, all sorts of things, and hacking them to find vulnerabilities. It's not vulnerability assessment, that's slightly different. A vulnerability assessment is essentially using automated tools to find vulnerabilities in software and reporting them back to clients. This generally is a fully automated process, which differs from penetration testing. Penetration testing typically will employ both automated and manual discovery techniques. A penetration test can vary in what it actually covers, but typically speaking, you either have a set of IP addresses in scope, if it's a host-based or infrastructure-based assessment, or if it's a web application, you'll have a URL or multiple URLs in scope, a URL being a web application, and the objective of the assessment is to find vulnerabilities. So typically speaking, in a web application assessment, you'd be looking through various different frameworks. There is the OWASP, for example, there's pen test framework, there's various other ones in place. But typically speaking, you'd be looking at the different ways in which the application works, outlining a kind of baseline as to where the application sits. Likewise, you could apply this to infrastructure and mobile and hardware. Hardware is slightly different because it looks at the way in which chips and things are implemented, looking at different techniques. I mean, there's methodologies for every or most different types of penetration testing, or hacking. It depends who you ask. It's at the end of the day, it is hacking. It's thinking about problem solving and these other bits and pieces. But yeah, that's essentially the kind of main areas of penetration testing. In addition to this, typically speaking, a penetration tester is also a consultant, so you will be expected to find technical issues, but also translate these into business risks. So a good security consultant will be able to identify technical flaws and explain them in business terms that are relatable to the business. So you'll be looking at identifying who your audience is, be it the board or be it non-technical people or technical people, and then explaining and adapting your explanation based on that. So in a kind of typical environment, you'd be looking at data. So you'd be looking at there's kind of two models that are looked at. There's confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Or if you want to kind of translate that into business terms, you're looking at if data is modifiable, if you can destroy data, disrupt the business, or disclose. That kind of breaks out the CIA method, well, not methodology, but kind of outlines that. So you can do that, and you can break that out into those four that I previously mentioned. And explain it in a better kind of business term, or business terms. So that's the kind of rough overview of what pen testing is, how the different phases of pen testing, so different types, etc., and generally kind of giving an overview. There's also kind of lots of bits and pieces involved in pen testing other than that. So you've got the technical side where you're finding the vulnerabilities, but you've also got the kind of the main product that the client's paying for. So that's the reporting side. So in future videos, not this one, but probably a couple of videos down the line, we'll look at a typical kind of vulnerable system and then talk through how to exploit it, how to report it, things to look for, all that sort of fun stuff. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you would like to see more, give me some feedback in the comments below, give me a tweet, whatever. And in the next video we're going to go through some different techniques. We're going to look at some basic tooling and some examples, and then in further videos we're going to look at delivery tips. So once you find a vulnerability, how do you actually report it? How do you outline these bits and pieces? So yeah, thanks for watching. If you could drop a comment or a like or a subscribe, that would be excellent. Thanks very much. Bye bye.